time to review my skates, all of it. Let's start with the boot. So this is a classic Roces M12 boot. It's not specific to the M12, like the small has been around for 40 years, it hasn't changed really. Like these are my 95 Roces Lowrider, and they are the exact same boot, just have a different cuff, nose hole plate, and different frame obviously, but the boot is exactly the same. So what they did is they took this boot, and you can see sole plate is mounted on there using the exact same positions as they used on the lowrider to put the mounting pads on for the frame. So they would have a pad here, and in the back using these exact same screw holes. See this here, and in the back. So there's a plate on there using the same holes in the boot. As you can see here is a raised heel boot, so there's no shock absorber in there, and we'll come back to that. All this is quite well known because this is obviously a very popular skate. So it's got the by now quite famous Roces memory buckle, which I think is still patent pending, or got a patent on there, so no one else can do it. But the cool thing is you set the size on this side, and you can just loosen and fasten it on the other side, and it's always going to be at your favorite setting. This is the Team Buio, if that's how you pronounce it, edition. So it is 97% recycled. There's some discussion about what that means, recycled. Are they just recycling their own waste, or are they using other plastics? It's not entirely clear, but at least it's better than using all new plastics, I guess. I don't think this specific edition has bioplastics in there. Some of their newer skates do, so that's a nice improvement they did. This edition actually has harder plastic for both the cuff, the boot, and the sole plate. Now, if you can tell, my toes being rubbed off on a regular basis. So if I do big box jumps and I slide off, I come on the concrete, which is quite rough, and it shaves it off quite badly. So that's still happening. I guess with a slightly softer boot that would happen more, be worse. For now it's okay. I think I'll be able to use these a while longer. So these are known for being quite narrow. Hey, my hand's still broken. These are known for being quite narrow. Now, growing up, I was always told I have quite wide feet. Apparently I don't, because I fit these nicely. Not a problem for me. This is a size 43 EU. I don't know what that is in US or UK. So my Roces Lowrider, exact same size. Now this padding here in the liner is a lot thinner than it is on my new skates, especially now because these are 25 years old. It's completely compressed, there's like no bounce left in them. But even then, like 25 years ago, I had more room in these than I do in these, but we'll talk about that when I get to the liner. But yeah, so for me, these are fine for the width. I suspect I have like average width feet. I do have my feet are quite tall here, but that seems to be fine with these, so no issues there. Yeah, definitely be aware that if you have very wide feet you might not fit these, but I think that's a well-known issue with these skates. Another issue they have is the sole plate is quite narrow, especially on the negative side. If I were to use these on a ledge, because the way the frame sits, so as you can see, this is where I'm sliding when I'm doing Macchio or Sola or whatever. If I were to do this on this side, if it's on a rail, of course you can just lean in, which makes sure you can lock in, but if it's on a ledge, it would actually be just on the edge of the sole plate, so it makes doing negatives on these very difficult. Another thing is you've got this nice groove here, and on the negative side, so it's a fairly big groove. It's not that deep, but it's mostly very tall, but compared with my frames, which we'll talk about, this makes doing boot down Royales very difficult, especially for someone like me who's still learning. But let's talk about the liner first. So this is the liner that came with these skates. If I'm not mistaken, this is fairly standard Roces liner, except that this Buio edition should be slightly thicker. So slightly thicker padding in here. I haven't tried the recent normal ones, so I can't compare. These are completely black. This is black, this is black, everything's black, 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 which I'm not a fan of. It's a bit boring, but these were the ones that were available when I ordered them. So that's what I got. Fine with me. They have the neoprene in the front, so your toes can have a bit of room there if you need it. There's no lacing system, just a band there to keep it in place. I find these very comfortable, but they are quite tight. So as I said, same size shell but thicker liner, and whereas with the lowrider I have room with my feet to move around a bit, which is what I'm used to because I use those for 25 years. With these, my feet are completely snug and actually squeezed in slightly, and it's a bit more than I want. When I first got them, they were really tight. They're broken a bit, but they're still squeezing a bit. So for 2-3 hour sessions, it's okay. Longer than that, not really. Whereas my lowriders, I used to go skating for 8 or 10 hours on the weekends. They were fine. These I could not manage, so maybe I should consider getting a Roces RL1 liner or something, because those are slightly thinner. So maybe that will fix the problem. But overall, they're quite comfy. They have like in the back, they have like a heel well where your heel locks in underneath the thick padding, which is nice. For me, I think maybe my Achilles sticks out a bit more than usual, or it's a bit higher than usual. So I have to really pull on my liner to get my heel deep enough to lock in nicely when I put them on. I don't know if that's a common problem. I haven't heard anyone else mention it. But once I've got them on and they stay in place, they're comfy for 2 or 3 hours. You do get warm feet, but I guess that's the case with most skates. In there is an insole. So it's fairly thin. It's about 2 millimeters, and it doesn't really get thicker towards the end. This is just a side thing to keep your heel in place, I guess. There is this small pad on the back. It is very stiff. So raised heel, really thin insole with very little bounce. These are not the best. Let's just put it that way. I guess they did a job, but like, I would never skate with these anymore. I now tried something better, which I will talk about now. These are the footprint game changers, and compared to the Roces insoles, these are game changing. These supposedly absorb 90% of the impact, and I can tell you, you feel the difference. Like, if I'm landing from 3 meters high or whatever, like, it never hurts my heels. I did the high jump competition in February with these because I didn't have the game changers yet. My heels hurt for about a good month and a half, 2 months after. Like, every time I did landings, I was like, that doesn't feel great. I got these, my heels never hurt. I can do as many hard landings as I want. My heels never hurt, which is amazing. So they are a bit thicker. In the front, they're still about 2 millimeters. Towards the back and They have pretty good arch support. So more material there, so you do lose some room in the inside the skate. Now, I can't say this has made my feet tighter in the already tight liners. It's mostly more arch support and the fact that they absorb way more of the impact. So I can highly recommend these. You can get different designs. I just got this one because that's the one they had in my size when I ordered them. These are the frames. As you can see, this is my Markio foot. They're not quite as clean. So these are the Atkinson edition Sola frames. So they've got 64, 60, 60, 64 wheels. Well, that's the recommended setup. At least you can put smaller wheels in there, something like 56 in the middle then. But yeah, if you get this, you get it because it's got bigger wheels in the front and back. So why would you put smaller wheels in there? It makes no sense to me. So I got these. I have them with the regular nylon infused something H-block, which is amazing at doing groove tricks. So standard UFS bolts and whatever. What these do is this wheel and this wheel, they stick out above the frame a bit. Some skates have room for that in the sole plates. Roces does not provide room for that, so I had to spend an entire Saturday afternoon making room in my sole plates in the front and the back for these wheels, which is annoying because if you need new sole plates you have to do it all over again, and actually just like a different color on there. And the main reason I'm not getting them is because I don't want to make new wheel wells. These are very good quality. It's completely made of aluminium, some say. I don't know what the correct word is, depends on where you're from. In any case, very responsive. That's the main reason people get metal frames. Of course, some people don't like the feel of the metal frames because landings are harder, supposedly. I don't know, I haven't had plastic frames since '95, so I don't remember what it feels like. With these insoles, I don't care. Make the landings more than soft enough, so these solve the problem for me. So if you have skates where you can fit these in, I don't see the problem in getting metal frames. Of course, there's one other issue with them when doing full tricks. Of course, you have the frame up against the ledge or the rail or whatever, and metal on metal slides different than plastic on metal. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not. Sola Equipment has recently brought out and done a new production run, so you can get these again, and you can get the regular ones again with all 60mm wheels. They now provide frame molds that you can bolt onto the side in plastic. I guess they're similar material to this, so they would slide very well. I'm eager to try them, but they do not offer them for this Joe Atkinson frame. So this axle is 2mm higher than this one, and it wouldn't line up properly, so you can put these walls on, so I can't try them. There's no use in me ordering them. As soon as they make a Atkinson edition of those, I'm willing to order them, and I'll let you know what I think of them then. But for now, apparently they don't have any plans on making them. Okay, the wheels. I got these are the Famus Wheels. It's collaboration between Famus and Sola Equipment, specifically for these frames. So the Atkinson, Famus, Sola, whatever thing. They're the same as the regular Famus wheels, except they have 6 spokes in them rather than 3, which the normal Famus wheels have. Supposedly these are slightly stronger. I don't know if it really matters. I think these are 88 and 98. So it's, to me, slightly weird that the inside ones are slightly softer than the outside ones. That being said, the difference is small. I don't think it matters that much. And how grippy wheels are is not a direct correlation between hardness and grip. So softer doesn't necessarily mean more grippy. It depends on the urethane they're using, whatever. So in the end, it doesn't bother me too much. These wheels came with ABEC 9 bearings pre-installed because I had heard nightmares of people not being able to get them in or out or whatever. I was like, I don't need to bother with that. They offer them with the bearings in there. I can just order them as is. The bearings are really good. Just put them in there. Just fasten this one bolt and you're done. Amazing. Also, they're very good. These wheels, again, good grip, nice hardness, very responsive, and very smooth. So when Anders tried my skates, his main takeaway was, wow, these are smooth. And they are. But they're still responsive. Like, he thought it was something to do with the insole that was absorbing all the impact or whatever, or the vibrations of riding around. I don't know. I think it's more the wheels that are doing it. I'm not sure, because before I had the insoles, with the stock insole, I could still, like, it was the same feeling. It was very smooth. It's very fast, but thanks to the metal frame, very responsive. You can feel everything. So I'm really happy with my setup. I did a lot of research before I bought everything. I can't really compare it too much because these are my first skates in 25 years, but I knew what I wanted. I had Roces. I like Roces, so I got Roces again. I like metal frames. I got metal frames. I got these because these had very good reviews. Kim highly recommended. So I'm very happy. Now, H-Box. Sola Equipment offers aluminite, kind of 3D printed aluminium H-Box, which you can easily replace by just exchanging this, getting this bolt out, slotting the other one in, fastening it in, and then they have full aluminium ones that I think are machined. I haven't tried them yet. I'm eager to try them. When I ordered these, those were out of print, but they have done a new print run, and a very good Samaritan has ordered a pair for me and is sending them to me as soon as shipping costs come down. So shout out to Sander. Thanks. I'll let you know when I get them and when I can skate again, what I think of those. Not skating with the broken hand and the broken leg sucks, but I can't wait to get back on these. So let's talk about Royale with these. So fairly narrow sole plate, fairly deep groove, average groove, I don't know. Fairly tall frame, 60mm wheels, right? UFS if you've got the bolts inside, so there's room for that. And then a very nice H block, but as you can see, the groove isn't very deep. This means that if you want to do boot down on these, let's just use my cast, shall we? That is more than 45 degrees. That is very deep. So, and then if you're doing the other side, look at this. It's ridiculous. What is that? 15, 20 degrees? I don't know how anyone would manage. If someone can, please show me. Now, I'm still learning. I could do boot down with Anders's Valo skates because they are wider, they have a deeper groove, and they were looser. So I just jumped on the ledge, put my feet like this, and boom, had Royale. Easy. With these, even though the cuff, there's more wiggle room there than you think because these are quite stiff, but because of the thick liner, you've got some wiggle room there. These allow you to move your ankle. That's good. But still, like, if you want to get this far down, you have to do a lot of work with your knees, which is a technique I haven't mastered yet. Maybe one day, we'll see, but with this, it's a while off, I'm afraid. Now, I guess if you can do it, it will look amazing, because you'll be completely squat down, almost sitting on your ass, almost, sliding away. This will be amazing. Yeah, fingers crossed I can manage one day, but first I'll have to get back to regular skating. Well, I hope you thought this review was comprehensive, informative, and hopefully useful to you. In case if there's anything I missed, comment down in the comment section below. If you have any questions about any of the components I've talked about today, or my other gear, I don't know, not that important, except maybe for wrist guards.